Hey guys, I'm P-Freak, welcome back to Pokemon Renegade Platinum. Last time, we caught all the Johto stars that we had captured, including the legendary beasts, and then the tower duo, I believe they are called, Ho-Oh and Lugia. And then we also went and caught ourselves Cresselia because there was a boy over there that was having nightmares over in Canalave City. In this part, we are going to continue our legendary hunt. Probably not finish it this time around, despite the fact that, well, that's literally what these past few videos have been. It's just literally catching a whole bunch of legendaries. But we have so many more legendaries. In fact, we have the two regions, or at least two of the regions with the most legendaries here that we have to deal with still. Hoenn and Sinnoh. So that's going to be fun. First legendary we're going to go to, though, remember this little cave over here, is now changed. For this to change, though, you need to have both a Relicanth and a Wailord in your party. Plus, you also need to have finished the Distortion World events. So, you can actually also unlock this in normal gameplay if you get the event Regigigas. If you do not have the event Regigigas, this is just going to remain just a regular cave. So, what you need to do, step on all the tiles. Something changed in the air. Indescribable powers emanating from the Pokemon statue. And, we talk to the statue here. You do not need to save if you don't want to. We encounter Regirock. This is going to be the Regigolems. I've talked numerous times about the Regigolems around here, about their infamous cries in the first movie they were introduced, my opinions about all of them, that sort of thing. Because this is, what, the third, fourth time we've had to encounter them? No, I think it's the third time. Because you encounter them in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you encounter them in the DLC, the Crown Tundra in Sword and Shield, and now you encounter them here. We've listened to this music so many times. That false swipe does no damage. Awesome. So it's kind of redundant for me to say same old, same old. If you have not listened to the noises of the Richies they make in their movie, then you really need to. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna go capture these things now. Oh, jeez. You'd figure, like, we'd have a easier time capturing these guys when I literally have them at their 1 HP and they're paralyzed, and I'm using a 3.5 times capture rate. Whatever. Its entire body is made of rock. If any part chips off in battle, it attaches rocks to repair itself. Interesting. I mean, that would actually be kind of an interesting move they could make. Like, sort of a reference to how sedimentary rocks are just... Pretty sure it's sedimentary rocks, where they're just a bunch of rocks, or other types of rocks put together. Something like that. Alright, I gotta go heal up, and actually, I forgot to go buy more Dusk Balls. I was worried that I was actually gonna run out of Dusk Balls before I actually captured that thing. But I'll see you guys in the next Regi room. Alright, next place you're going to want to go to is the northern part of Mount Coronet. If you remember, we had this little cave right outside the Snow Roots. And we have the Iceberg Ruins in here. Same sort of deal, just step on all the tiles. It'll shake. And then we have to go talk to the statue. And here comes the infamous Regice. I've already talked in great length about this Pokemon. Basically, it was known to be a really powerful special wall, which kind of sucks considering it's pure ice type, and pure ice is kind of a shitty defensive type. This is literally only resists itself, so that's fun. But hey, it still managed to make a name for itself in the competitive scene from what I've heard, so that's good. Also, thank God, I just remembered, these guys do not have any recovery moves, so you thankfully do not have to worry about that. They do have weather moves, though, so that's gonna suck. Also, yes, I literally just basically spent all the money I had to get rid of those balls. Alright, here goes nothing. Okay, that was not as bad as its Regirock brethren. Regice also is just weird at the fact that they're normally Regi something, but this one's just Reg Ice. It's kind of weird. Now granted, in the first movie they saw it and they did say Regi Ice, so... Its body is made of ice from the Ice Age. It controls frigid air of negative 328 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright. Next, off to the last one. I do kind of wish we had Regieleki and Regidrago in this, but they didn't exist when this, when the original game came out, and even when when Renegade Platinum came out, they still did not exist because the last patch for this was actually back in 2019, and it is 2022 now. It has actually been a little over a week since 2022 started, so that's fun. Alright, and the last cavern we need to go to is here in Iron Island. We have the Iron Ruins this time. Y'all know the deal at this point. And it's Registeel. I will say this, I think Registeel's in-game cry is probably my favorite out of the three of them. Regis is pretty cool, though. It actually kind of sounds like it's a machinery shivering, weirdly enough, but this is kind of my favorite, just the do-do-do-do sort of thing. I don't know, I'm weird. I can like a Pokemon's cry. Hell, there's the PokeCries quiz website thing, and I've played Generation 4 enough to basically almost without fail recognize every Generation 4 cry. The other generations, not so much. Just Generation 4. My big issue with Generation 1 and 2, especially 1, is that they reuse a lot of cries, and none of them are really memorable. So, as for the other ones, I haven't played the other more modern games enough to actually recognize a lot of the cries. Again, I've played Generation 4 the most, so... Even Generation 8, I don't recognize all the cries. I can probably give it another shot, but the only cry I really remember from Generation 8 actually is Scorbunny's... Or is it Scorbunny? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Scorbunny's cry. It's either Scorbunny's or Cinderace's cry, because I love those Pokemon. And also the cries of Zashi and Zamazenta, because they're literally just howls. Like, really majestic howls. The only other one I could really get away with would be Generation 7's Ultra Beast, because they always have a specific sort of sound effect that plays at the end of the cries. Alright, I'm done rambling. I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, that one was not as painful. I guess Regirock is just the most painful. You'd figure Steel would be more painful than rocks, but also Ice is incredibly painful. They're all pretty painful. Tempered by pressure underground over tens of thousands of years, its body cannot be scratched. God, I wish I had some steel or metal or whatever the hell it's made out of that could be completely scratch immune. That kind of brings me to a topic that I'm kind of annoyed about a lot of videos I see. God, we're not gonna... Yep, okay, well, whatever. The topic I was gonna say is that a lot of people see that glassware says scratch resistant or break chip resistant, whatever, and then try to like throw the thing down as if it's not gonna break at all. No, it says resistant, not immune, people. I don't know, that's a... Honestly, I know I sound like a douche saying that, but seriously, it just kind of bugs me. Anyways, I'll see you guys in a moment, and we're gonna go off to our next legendary. We already got 3 under our belt. We might actually be able to do basically a good majority of them this time around. There's not really much screwing around that we have to do. Okay, it's actually pretty convenient that we're still here in Canalave City because the next legendary Pokemon we are going to deal with are over in Full Moon Island. You may have remembered when we took care of Cresselia that something had appeared where she had left. Something had spawned where she had left. Well, this is what that's about. You also need to talk to Steven before this and gun the Soul Dew, otherwise you cannot do this. We walk up to the stone here. It's a mysterious rock. It glows with mystical light. There's a carving on the rock on this side. All dreams are but another reality. Never forget. The Soul Dew in your bag is glowing. It reveals the second carving. Ye who hold the solid soul. Do ye dream in red or blue? What the hell kind of... Okay, whatever. I guess red. This is Latias. I did not expect her to actually have an overworld sprite for them to show there. Okay. That kind of caught me off guard, not gonna lie. But yes, this is Latias, one of the Eon Duo. And it has Recover. Oh, fun. Well, I guess it's better Recover than Quick Rest. Still, it's like, really? Anyways, this is the female of the Eon Duo. The other one we will deal with in a moment. I don't really remember much about Latias except for the fact that, well, you get a free one if you play, I believe it's Omega Ruby in Omega Ruby next time. You get a free one during the main story of that game, so that's pretty cool. There was that one movie where one fell in love with Ash or something, so that was pretty weird. There is one thing, don't ask me why this has suddenly appeared in my inquiry, but... is the Eon Duo brother and sister, or are they like lovers, or what's the relationship between the two, like canonically? That's kind of my question. I think a lot of people say they're brother and sister, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, with my rambling all done, see you guys in a moment. Oh, that actually did not take too long. Alright, not bad. Its body is covered with a down that can refract light in such a way that it becomes invisible. It has down? I thought it was just like smooth. They're based off aeroplanes, right? Whatever. Alright, well that's Latios taken care of. Now, if this was most Pokemon games, you would only be allowed one choice, and that'd be it. You wouldn't be able to get the other one. But this is a different game, and you're actually, what happens if you hit red again? But nothing happened. Alright, fair enough. Go with blue then. I just realized I probably should have revived Gallade before this, but whatever. And this is Latios, the masculine of the two of them. So, yeah. Again, same thing. I don't really have much to say about Latios. I do know that apparently in competitive they were actually pretty strong because the Soul Dew was actually a very powerful item for them, so that's pretty interesting. I'm not exactly sure why. The Soul Dew is a signature item for them. It's literally sort of the same concept as the Lustrous Orb and Adamant Orb are for Palkia and Dialga respectively, where they only empower the Lati twins. So, alright. And you have Recovering. 8. There we go, finally. A highly intelligent Pokemon. By folding back its wings in flight, it can overtake jet planes. I believe it. Apparently these guys are supposed to be super speedy, but ironically they're actually pretty average in speed or something like that. Not entirely sure how that goes. I haven't really taken a look at their... Are you kidding me? We're outside. Of course we have to take the freaking boat back before we can go fly anywhere. But yeah, I don't really know how their speed is. I do know they are fast still, but yeah. Another thing that came up to my mind while I was actually doing that, because I had to actually restart it once, with the ability to actually restart these pretty infinitely, and with the increased shiny chances in this game, you could probably shiny hunt these legendary Pokemon pretty easily. I don't think that they'd be shiny locked. That'd be kind of dumb, but I could be entirely wrong. Was shiny lock? Shiny lock was probably a thing in this generation. I don't know when shiny lock was first implemented. But enough with my rambling. Let's stop by Oreburgh City, grab Latios and Latios, show them to Steven. He might give us something for them. Alright, with the Aeon duo in our team, let's see if Steven says anything. He was kind of the one that brought us onto this path. Hey bud, what's up? Have you heard of the two Pokemon? Yada yada. Yeah. That's Latios and Latios in your party, isn't it? Very impressive. You really are the real deal, young trainer. In that case, I have another request. Have you heard of the Pokemon known as the Legendary Titans? Regirock, Regice, and Registeel, a Rock-type, an Ice-type, and a Steel-type. I have had reports that these three Pokemon may be sleeping in Sinnoh. They would likely be sleeping in caverns throughout the region. Though they won't be easy to find, you may need to fulfill a condition. I seem to remember an old reading about Relicanth and Wailord. Maybe you should visit the places with those Pokemon in your party? Please show them the Legendary Titans. I'll have a reward waiting for you. Okay, at least he explicitly just says, have them in your party, and then you can go around to these caverns. I don't really know why Relicanth and Wailord are... I know they were inside the Braille puzzles in Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald to actually get the Legendary Titans here, but I don't know what other purpose they... Like, why specifically these guys is my question here. Like, why them specifically? I don't know. If I knew the answer, I'd tell you right now, but we already caught them all, so... caught all three of the Legendary Titans, or Legendary Golems, I believe I called them before. I think they were supposed to be based off of the Clay Golems in... I want to say Hebrew mythology, if I remember correctly. I'll put it on screen if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I questioned this before. Alright, here you go. Here are your Legendary Titans. Yes, that's them, the Legendary Titans. You truly are a legendary trainer. It's in every sense of the word. Registeel is particular. It's very beautiful, isn't it? I get it, because he likes Steel-type Pokemon. He's a Steel-type trainer. Interesting. As promised, here's a reward. The Ancient Artifacts of Hoenn. We get the Blue Orb and the Red Orb. Gee, I wonder what Pokemon we'll be getting with these guys. And we also get the Jade Orb. Gee, I wonder. In Hoenn, legend says that the battle between Groudon and Kyogre is what shaped lands and sea. Then Pokemon that rules the skies, known as Rayquaza, came down and halted this battle. Each one of those orbs I gave you have a connection with one of those Pokemon. Perhaps fate will allow you to meet them for yourself. An underground cave filled with a large amount of water, a heated mountain surrounded by lava and molten rock, and a place that stretches into the sky where only powerful trainers gather. If you were to visit places like that, you may just be able to find them. So in other words, you're saying we're going to have to expand the sky to find him. Anyways, let's get our proper Pokemon out here, and that's going to be the next Pokemon we'll be hunting. Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza. We're basically having to constantly run back and forth to the same locations we've been to previously. Again, we're in the northern part of the Mount Coronet. Yeah, here we go. Mount Coronet area before the snow roots, and actually in the room where you're supposed to originally just find Feebas. We have a portal here. Is our Gallade ready? Yes, our Gallade is ready. Yeah, you feel a spray from a stormy sea passing through from the other side. I love how the Reggies get a special music and then most of the other legendaries don't, because the Reggies did actually have an in-game event, like originally in the Platinum. Anyways, this is Kyogre, the Master of the Sea, I guess, basically. I actually have a bit more fond memories of Kyogre because I did play Alpha Sapphire when it first came out, and that was pretty fun. That was technically my second experience in Hoenn. I did play Emerald, but that was like my second Pokemon game after Platinum came out, so... other than that, Kyogre's fine, I guess. I do find, it's... What am I trying to say? It's primordial... That's right, I probably should not have brought it down to 1 HP because I knew it had double legendary. I do find its primordial form really cool, though. I do like how, during the season where Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire first came out, because of these primordial forms, you were actually allowed to use a banned legendary on your competitive team in the what's it called, the VGC thing. There it is. Yeah, I kind of like how you're able to do that. That was pretty cool. Kind of broke from the monotony of just non-overpowered legendaries, because occasionally you want to have a power fantasy. Oh god, that water spout did a lot. Water spout is a scary move. Well, at least we got paralyzed. Anyways, this is gonna be fun to deal with. I'll see you guys later. Okay, there we go. I decided to use Net Balls to kind of save on Dusk Balls since we have a Water-type Pokemon here, and Net Balls will be just about as useful as Dusk Balls. It is said to have widened the seas by causing downpours. It had been asleep in a marine trench. Should probably also mention that you probably want to bring a Pokemon that has the ability to change the weather with you, because both Groudon and Kyogre have abilities. I need to get more escape ropes. Both have abilities that allow them to that permanent weather. That's what I'm trying to say. They have permanent weather abilities, sort of like Sandstream or Snow Warning. It's instead Drizzle, right? Drizzle? Pretty sure it's Drizzle. And Drought. So you want to bring like a Sunny Day user for Kyogre and then a Rain Dance user for Groudon. Especially for Kyogre, because Kyogre actually has Thunder, which is 100% accurate in Rain. Why can I not think my thoughts straight today? Weird. Whatever, it's late, I'm tired today, I kind of did a lot today, that's probably the explanation. Anyways, I'll see you guys in a moment. If you remember our original adventure here into Stark Mountain, we had that little... Come on, really game? We had the little portal thing over here that we saw earlier. We could not, of course, access it earlier because, well, 1, we didn't have the red orb with us, and 2, we were busy with story events. But now, you feel waves of raging heat passing through from the other side. And we have Groudon. Groudon actually... I like Kyogre, don't get me wrong, but I think I prefer Groudon because, well, several things. 1, its primordial form is way cooler. It actually gets a fire typing with its primordial form, and it gets an ability that completely eliminates all water type moves, which is good because it gains a 4 times weakness to water. So that's pretty neat. I do not think I can Thunder Wave it though. Frick. Whatever. Groudon is also one of, or at least was one of, if not the heaviest Pokemon in the game. So that's pretty neat. I'm going to actually use Marmalade real quickly to intimidate. I don't have Rain Dance on Marmalade. No, I have Rain Dance on Kimmy. That's right. Okay, it was Kimmy who has Rain Dance. Well, good thing we have Levitate there. I'm going to actually use Rain Dance to see, yeah, to weaken the power of the fire type moves instead of strengthen them, so... Yeah, funny enough, Groudon, while Kyogre is a water type, Groudon is not normally a fire type. It is a ground type instead, hence the name. I would often get confused and say Groundon instead of Groudon, and wow, that Fire Blast did nothing, or whatever it tried to use. Anyways, let's see how long it takes for me to capture this one. Okay, wow. We actually managed to capture it before he KO'd Kimmy. That's not bad. It had been asleep in underground magma ever since it fiercely fought Kyogre long ago. So yeah, I think the lore behind Groudon and Kyogre is actually one of the cooler lores they have. And I think the story in Ruby and Sapphire and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, with the two teams fighting each other, each trying to expand their different portion of the world. I think that's pretty cool. It's one of the better stories that they've made in this game, definitely. And it was only in Generation 3 where they made that, so that's not too bad, especially since Generation 1 and Generation 2 didn't really have much of a story. I mean, Generation 2 had a bit more of the story, but it was more like bouncing off of Generation 1's base. And it was, if you didn't know this, because they expected Pokemon to just stop at Generation 2, so they tried to make Generation 2 the ultimate Pokemon game, which is why you're able to go in Kanto in there. So that's pretty nice. Even then, they don't really have as expansive stories as the later generations do. Alright, and our next location is down here at the bottom of the waterfall right by the Victory Road building. Across time and space, you can feel oxygen-deprived air passing through from the other side. Okay, how can you tell it's oxygen-deprived air? Like, that's not exactly something you can, like, feel or... Okay, I guess technically you could feel it because then you wouldn't be able to properly breathe in it. Anyways, Rayquaza. I guess it's a reference because Rayquaza lives in the higher layers of the atmosphere where there's barely any oxygen, or barely any breathable air to begin with, so there you go. Rayquaza's cool. I, of course, played Emerald as a kid and not Ruby and Sapphire, so I do definitely like the addition of Rayquaza. Okay, this is gonna be annoying. And it's just one-shot Gallade. I do know a lot of kids probably have memories of using Rayquaza during Pokemon Emerald to just completely wipe the rest of the game with it. So that's probably fun. I do know also it's the mascot of Team Sky. Reminds me, I should have probably gotten one of those shirts. Oh well. If you have no idea what I'm referencing, don't worry about it. I'm just referencing another Pokemon YouTuber, one that's way more famous than I am. Alright, just gonna use a Revival Herb real quickly, and then I'm gonna try to capture this thing. You cannot throw Pokeballs during the semi-invulnerable turn of Fly, so just keep that in mind when you're trying to use throw Pokeballs. That's why I decided to Revival Herb instead of throw a Pokeball there. Alright, I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay. It lives in the ozone layer far above the clouds. It cannot be seen from the ground. Yeah, like I said. So that's why I talked about the oxygen-deprived air. But with that, we caught the Weather Trio. I'm gonna see if Steven actually gives us anything for after we've caught them. There's one little thing I do want to talk about Rayquaza I completely forgot to talk about, is that in the remakes, Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I do actually kind of like the Delta episode, why can't I speak? I mostly like the fact that it actually confirms the multiverse theory within the Pokemon universe itself, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. It explains why there's Mega Evolutions in some universe and not Mega Evolution in other universes. I do wish that we lived in the universe where they remade Emerald instead of just a Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, because then maybe we would have gotten remakes of Platinum, but you know my opinions about that. Other than that, I don't know, the Delta episode is alright. Zinnia, honestly, is a pretty forgettable character. But that's neither here nor there. If you want to see more about that, I actually do have an entire Alpha Sapphire Let's Play on my channel, so... let's see. Thank you for all your help in satisfying my unusual requests. Oh, I never got your name, did I? But I won't ask for it this time. Our fun will have to wait for the right time. Okay. I guess we can battle this guy now, if I ever wanted to. But that's not what we're up to right now. Instead, now that we got these guys taken care of, we would end this off. I think this video is going for pretty long. I'm currently close to the 50-minute mark on my recording. But there is one last legendary Pokemon we actually need to get for the Hoenn region, and we figured it might as well end it off with that. Alright, over here in Veilstone City, you may have seen these meteorite things that we just kind of ignored when we were first here. No. I swear there's an NPC right now that talks about these meteorites. But anyways, these are basically craters that these meteorites have created, and they kind of just left them here as like tourist attractions or whatever. We talked to one of them. It's a mysterious meteorite that fell from the stars. That was a creepy sound. Suddenly, you got a feeling that something is seething with rage. We try to exit. Hello. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, first of all, overworld sprite. Freaking creepy. Second of all, I'm sorry I touched your meteorite? Third of all, this is Deoxys. Deoxys is the DNA Pokemon that then comes from meteorites or something. I think in its lore, it's supposed to be like some alien creature or something that came to Earth through meteorites. I don't know. It's a pretty interesting Pokemon, I would guess I would say. Kind of weird, to be honest. Basically, Deoxys is a mythical Pokemon. You normally cannot get this through any simple means until they released Omega Rune Alpha Sapphire, where it's actually part of the Delta episode. It's the grand finale of the Delta episode, where you can go and capture Deoxys for free, which is pretty cool because you don't get a lot of opportunities to actually get mythical Pokemon outside of events. Like, the only other ones I can really think of is, in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you can get, I believe it's Mew and Jirachi, by having save files of previous Pokemon games. So that's pretty cool. Another little special thing about Deoxys. Deoxys actually has, it has Recover. That's not the special thing about that, but Deoxys actually has 4 different forms. We are currently fighting its normal form. It has an attack form, a defense form, and a speed form. The names kind of imply as to what each one does, but basically, the attack one gives it really high attack while it's also super frail. The defense form makes it super bulky while it doesn't really do much damage, and speed form just makes it super fast. But that's about all it has really going with it. The rest of its stats are rather balanced. So normally in competitive play, you're mostly using, if you are using Deoxys, then you're using Deoxys' attack because it's pretty speedy even without being in speed form. An interesting little tidbit actually is when you could actually get this Pokemon, you could actually get it back in Generation 3. Through an event. You can get in all the Generation 3 games, Ruby and Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. Depending on the game you got it in, though, would depend on what form you would actually see. So, I don't know exactly the ones off the top of my head, but basically one game had the normal form, one game had the attack form, so on and so forth. It wasn't until Generation 4 where you're actually able to take one Deoxys and actually switch it between its forms in the single game. Which, with this, you can, I will actually show it to you after we capture this, but you can actually change its form through these meteorites. That's why these meteorites are here, for you to change the form of Deoxys. You talk to a meteorite, and then it'll change its form right there in the game. So that's pretty cool, not gonna lie. Alright, I decided to say just screw it and use one of my 2 Master Balls on this Pokemon, because I'm not in the mood to deal with trying to work around its recovering antics. An alien virus that fell to Earth on a meteorite underwent a DNA mutation to become this Pokemon. Interesting. Alright, and with that, that is all the Hoenn legendaries that we have taken care of, all in this one episode. Not bad. Well, I mean, we already took care of Jirachi earlier, but besides that, that's going to be it for now. I'm going to quickly get everyone out of the party, but I'm just going to end the video off here. I can do all that off screen. Next time, we're going to go take care of all these Sinnoh legendaries, and maybe, possibly, there's a chance we will actually be able to finish this whole Let's Play right then and there. There's a chance. No guarantee, but there's a chance. I'll see you guys then.